Hi besties, on today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this simple two-piece but yet very cheeky. Now the upper part has a scallop hem and it equally has a scallop on the sleeves. Now the skirt has a cutout. So this is a very simple tutorial, and if you want to know how I achieved this, do not skip any part of this video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and on your post notification to be notified anytime I post a new video. So for this tutorial I'm using two different prints for the dress. Now this is for the upper part and I have 3 layers for that. Now I've cut out what I need and I have two. There is one for the front and one for the back. After that, the next thing we're going to do is just to roll out a line that will be serving as a guide and as the starting line for our measurements. After that, we are going to come down by our chest line. So if you don't know how to take your chest line by now, please divide your round bust by 6. Whatever that gives you, add 1.5 to that. So after doing that, I'll get the full length I want my top to be. I want it to be 18 inches. That is how long I want it to be. Then after that, I'm going to add 1 inch extra to that because I'll be using that 1 inch for the hemming allowance. So after marking that out, I'll come to the starting line. I'll take my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'll mark the same shoulder measurement divided by 2 on the chest line and I'll rule that into a straight line. Now for the neck width, I use a neck width of 3 inches. The depth is 1 inch for the back piece and the front is 3 inches. So I'll connect from the neck width to meet the depth. Now coming to the armhole area, I'll be coming down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll connect from the neck width to meet the shoulder slope. I'll measure what I have there. I'll get the middle of that. Now I'll come to the chest line. I'll divide my round bust by 4. I'll mark. So I'll come to the middle line here. I'll come in by half an inch. Now I'll connect the 3 dots together to cover out our armhole. So for the sewing allowance, I'm going to add 2 inches, 1 inch for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance, but this is a box top. So I'll take whatever measurement I have on the chest line and take it down to the waistline because this is a box top, so we don't need the waistline measurement. So the next thing now is to cut out. So I'll cut out the back neckline first. I'll add half an inch to the shoulder, cut out the back armhole first, then the excess we have on the sides. So after doing that, I'm going to separate the front and back. Now on the front area, we're going to cut out the front neckline. Then cut out the front armhole. So since this top does not have a zip, from the front neckline, I'll come down by 3.5 inches and I'll split it open. This way we can easily wear the top. It doesn't have a zip. So if I open it up, you're going to see what we have. Now let's work on the scallop. So I'll be marking 2 inches from the center front. I'll mark 2 inches. So here I'm done marking. Now on this first line, this first 2 inches, I'll go up by 2 inches, and from the side, that is from the center of the fabric, I'll just curve it up to that point. Then I'll connect that line to the next 2 inches this way. Are you seeing it? Now on the third line, I'll go up on that point by 2 inches and I'll connect from this second 2 inches to the third one that I went up by 2 inches. Are you seeing what I'm doing here? So I'll connect it to the next one and I'll curve it out. Now this is a scallop. You can do any designs you want on your dress. It is your dress, just do whatever you want on it. So after doing that, this is how it's going to look. Now the next thing we're going to do is just to cut out. So like I said, it is your top. You can design it. We have different styles for scallop. You can make any design you want as long as it gives you what you want. So but this is what I did for my own. So this is what I have. You see how it looks. So now I'll be using this now to cut out on my lining, and I'll go cut them out and bring back to show what I have. So I'm using the same fabric for lining. So I have 4 pieces, 2 for the back and 2 for the front. Are you seeing it? So what I'm going to do now is I'll open them up and I'll join each of them together. So I'll go join front and back together. So I'll join the shoulders by half an inch. Then after that, I'll close the sides by 1 inch. I'll repeat the same thing on the lining. So I'll go stitch them up and I'll bring it back to show you what I have. Now after closing, this is what I have. So if you notice now, this is the right side of the fabric. Do you see how? And this is the wrong side. So the one that is on the right side, I'll put it in into the one that is on the wrong side. I hope this is clear. So now both of them are facing each other, right side facing each other. So I'll align the two shoulder lines together this way, and I'll use my pins to hold the neckline all round. So I'm aligning the shoulders and the neckline all round. So align yours. So make sure that the two fabrics are meeting each other, right side facing each other. Then you use pins to hold the neckline area all around. So after doing that, see how it looks. So I will go stitch it all around and bring it back to show what I have. So after stitching, this is what I have. I'm going to notch it all around. So stitch and notch. So I'm just notching it, and after notching it, the next thing I'll do is to go turn it out and iron it. Then I'll bring it back to show you guys what I have. So here I'm done turning it out and I've ironed it out, so everything is looking well. Now the next thing is for us to hem the scallop area. So you bring out the one at the upper parts. Now the one inside, you see the one inside, you're going to turn it around. You see how I flit my hand? Then you bring the one upper parts and place them right side facing each other the way I'm doing now. You can use your pins to hold this down. Then you go stitch it all around. So this part is not easy, I won't lie you, but you have to do it patiently. Honestly, it's not easy, but you can do it, I'm telling you. So I'm going to explain it again. So do you see how it's looking? Now this is the one at the upper part. Now this is one on the right, on the inside. Now the one on the inside, when you bring it out, turn it to the right side, then bring the one at the upper part, place them right side facing each other. Just flip it the way I just did, right side facing each other, and you do what? You stitch the scallop area. Like I said, if I tell you this part is easy, is a lie, but you can do it. So I'll go stitch it down and bring it back to show you what I have. Now for the sleeve, I've folded the fabric for the sleeve. I'm going to mark out a starting line. From the starting line, I'm going to take how long I want my sleeve to be, and mine, I used 15 inches for that. After that, I took my bicep, which is for 3.5 inches. That is my bicep. Now I'm going to connect a line from that starting line to meet the biceps in a straight line this way. So for people who don't know how to draft a simple sleeve, this is how to draft a sleeve. So that straight line, now you're going to measure to get the middle line. I have 14 inches there. I'm going to place the tape on fold, and I'm going to get the center of that. Now from the tip of the starting line, I'm going to curve it out this way to meet that center line, and I curve it below again to meet the biceps this way, and that is all. So after that, you're going to take your round armhole measurement plus your stitching allowance of 1 inch. That is what I'm doing here. Now at the hem of the sleeve, I'll take the round sleeve measurement there, and I'll plus stitching allowance, and I'll connect. And this is all for drafting a simple sleeve. So now I'm just going to cut out what I have here. Now I'll use this piece to cut out the second piece. So guys, if you have watched up to this point, please give me a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel, please. So after cutting out, this is what I have for the two sleeves. Now we are going to get our scallop. So from the center of the sleeve, I started marking 2 inches like we did for the upper part. Now guys, I wish I went up by 1 inch just like we did for the top. That way my scallop would have been more visible, right? So after marking that out, I started connecting the scallop design. So like I said, you can make any design you want on the scallop. So mine, I just marked out 2 inches, and I started connecting them this way, and that is just it. So there is no special measurement for this. This was what I did for mine. so you can do whatever you want. So this is what how mine looks. So I wish I went up from the hem by 1 inch before doing this. So I'll just cut out the design so you guys see what it looks like. If I open it up, this is how it looks. You see why I said I wish I came off by 1 inch. Now I've cut out a facing for it, so I'll be turning the lower part with facing. So whatever I do on this sleeve, I'll do it on the other sleeve. I'll go stitch that up and bring it back. Now this is how it looks. So for the facing, I stitched it down. I'll go close the side by 1 inch. But before we do any other thing, I'm going to keep this aside. Let's work on the skirt part. So for the skirt, I have 3 yards of this particular print for it, and I'll be folding it into two. You see this border line, so fold the border line into two. Open your fabric into two and fold it the way I'm doing here. So hold the border line, fold it into two the way I am demonstrating here. Fold it into two. Now after folding it into two, this is what you're going to have. So the two border line are folded now. So what we are going to do next is we are going to pick one end of the fabric and put it into triangular form like I am showing here. You see what I just did here? So if you pick one end, you put it in a triangular form, and you'll notice that one end is closed and other end is open. So I'm going to repeat again. Fold the border line into two. After folding it into two, making sure that all the parts are matching each other. Now you pick one end, hold one end like I'm doing, then you put it in a triangular form like this. When you do it, you notice that one end is closed and the other part is open. So if you don't know how to put your fabric in fold for circle, this is it. So here I'll divide my round waist measurement. So my waist is 29 plus 2 inches for zipper allowance, making it 31. Now I will dividing that 31 by 3.14. After dividing it, I got 9.8. So from the tip of the fabric, I'll be marking 9.8. Do you see why I place my tape at the tip of that fabric? I'll be marking 9.8. So as I mark, I'll rotate my tape. I'll mark, I rotate my tape. So I'm done marking my waist. Now to get the length of my skirt, I want my skirt to be 33 inches long. I took out 2 inches for band. So from the waist area we marked, I'll be marking 31 inches. Remember, I took out 2 inches for my band. Now I'll place my tape on the tip of the fabric to to check the point I have there. So I have 41 inches, right? So now from that tip now, I'll be marking 41 inches all around. So I did that so that we have a uniform line. So from the waist area, get the length of your skirt. Then after getting it, place your tape back at the tip to see the points you have there. Now you start using that point to mark out the full length of your skirt. So if you have any questions, please ask me your questions in the comment section. So I'm just marking out that 41 inches while placing my tape at the tip so that I have the same measurement all around. So after doing that, this is what I have. Do you see what it looks like? Now we are just going to cut out the waistline, then we cut out the lower part as well. And this is what it looks like after cutting out. Now we are going to be marking out the cutout we have on the skirt. So from the hem, I went up by 7 inches. You can go up by 8, 9 depending on how much opening you want, but I want to wear this cloth for church. That is why I went up by 7 inches from the hemline. Now from that 7 inches, I'll be going up by 3 inches. That is how much opening I want. So if you like, you can go up by 4, 5 inches. Just know that the more you go up, the more opening you're going to have. So from the 8 inches line, I went up by 3 inches. Now this is what it looks like, and we're going to cut out. So this is what it's going to look like after cutting out. We are going to measure what we have here. So I measured, I have 3 inches, so I'm going to add 2 inches to the strap I'm going to cut out, making it 5 inches, right? So I'll go cut out my strap and bring it back to show what I have. So here I've opened up the skirt. From the side of the skirt, I will come in by 4 inches. Now from that 4 inches, I'll be marking 6 inches gap. You can do 7 or 8. That is the space in between each of my strap. So I'm going to mark this around the skirt line. So I'm going to mark it all around the skirt. Now this is the strap I've cut out. Remember the cutout we had was 3 inches. I added 2 inches to that because we are going to be knotting this strap. Do you see how I just knotted mine? Wow. So after knotting it, then you start placing it on the lines that we've marked out and use your pins to hold it down. So I've cut out all my straps and I've knotted them. So I'll be placing them on the lines which I have already marked around my skirt. So do you see what I'm doing? Like I said, if you have any question, ask me on the comment section. So now I'll go stitch it down with half an inch and bring it back to show you what I have. So after attaching my strap and sitting it down, this is how it looks. So the next thing we're going to do now is to top stitch so that everything lays very flat. So you see how I'm holding it down. You take it to the machine and you are going to top stitch so that everything lays very flat. So I'll go top stitch that and bring it back to show you what I have. So here I'm done top stitching. Now I'm going to get the lower part. You see the lower part? So I notched the part that will be at the lower part. Please do that. I notched mine so that I will know the part that will be on the lower part. So before joining it to this strap, I noticed that there was a space at this edge. Remember, I came in at this edge by 4 inches. Are you seeing this edge? There is a space here. So I noticed that there was a space. So I'll add another strap on that end. I'll do the same on the other end as well. There is a space there. So I'll add another strap on that end and I'll bring it back to show you how it looks. So here I've added the straps. Now I'm going to get the lower part. Remember I said you should notch the part that will be going to the downside, right? So now I'm going to place them this way on the strap, right side facing each other. Place it on this on top of the strap like this, and you're going to be stitching it all around with half an inch. So I'll stitch that down and I'll bring it back to show you what I have. So after stitching, this is what I have, and I've closed up my skirts using the 2 inches allowance we added. So I've closed it up, and please remember to top stitch the lower part as well so that everything lays well. So now I'll be adding my band. So the width of my band is 2.5 inches. Remember I took out 2 inches, I added half an inch for stitching allowance, and I'll go sew it on the waistline and bring it back to show you what I have. So this is the top. I'm done stitching it down and everything looks so neat. So this is how the scallop hem looks. It looks really nice. And this is my sleeve. Like the scallop was not really showing the way I wanted. That's why I said I wish I went up by 1 inches, but still we can manage it. And this is for the skirt. I am done sewing and I've added my zipper. So this is us coming to the end of this tutorial. So thank you guys so much. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.